Cat Walker.
Firstly, I want to thank you all for having another forum, and thank you all for listening to us here. It's kind of odd to find that people are actually giving me time. Most people want to take my time away from me whenever I talk, or sometimes even the air I breathe. But I'm gonna lay out some issues here that have come up, but not in detail, which I think they should. And I want to first start out by prefacing, we've talked about this has been ongoing for 2 years, and there have been various different workshops in which people could have attended and forums they could have given their concerns. This letter was sent out on September the 6th to landowners in the watershed. This letter also states on September the 27th at 2011, 3 weeks almost after this letter was sent out, was the first opportunity in which watershed residents had a known, I should say known because they were not aware this was going on, a known opportunity to voice concerns. This is less than 2 months from the day we are right now. This is where we are. This is our timetable. This may have been going on for 20 years behind closed doors or unknown to the individuals behind me, but as far as they were concerned, it's been 2 months. Negotiations, I can tell you negotiations, I've been in lawsuits that have been for 3 and 4 years. It's a process. It's not something you rush through without consulting. And speaking of consulting, we have talked about the Tetra Tech study that only consulted with 5 different individuals over the course of 2 years. 5. Go back and look at the numbers, just 5. There are 500 people here. That's less than 1/10 of 1% of the sample size. You try me a study group that will use 1/10 of 1% and actually determine what statistically should be true, not, or false. There's an issue here about water quality, and we all know that's part of it. I mean, that's a portion of it. It's not entirely water quality. I can accept that. We all can accept that here. But let's go and just analyze this entire process here, or I should say this zoning here. The issue that CAW has brought before you are roads. That's the issue of water degradation in the watershed. Road runoff. It is not in this policy right now at all. 0. So the major concern, the major issue being road runoff and also unpaved roads and woody runoff is not addressed. So what we're doing is we're spending all this time, all this effort on an issue that has very little impact on water quality whatsoever. Very, very little. In fact, the people that I'm behind me that I represent are the reasons we have clean water. The reasons an entire country is envied because they've kept the water where they are. They are protectors of the watershed, and this is what it is.
30 seconds.
Well, I was given extra time, and I barely even started.
30 seconds.
He was given 2 minutes. He was given 2 minutes earlier by another speaker.
Even if you go beyond the philosophical reasons, this is poorly written. Home occupations, for example, the 500-foot example I gave you is one. On accessory building, so you can't operate a riding stable is a good example. You can't have a berry farm, as the gentleman behind here wants to do, because there's a limit that has nothing to do with water impact. You can't generate traffic. You can't have parking. We got a 30-foot waiver. No, sir, I will not stop. We got a 30-foot waiver on barns, but give a 500-foot limit, so you still cannot build a barn unless it's within 500 feet.
No, he was
The
given
accessory and
minutes.
accessory structure definitions are not the same in the.
Sir, your time is up.
He was given an additional 2 minutes.
I was given 4 minutes by 2 other individuals because they waived their time.
He was given 2 additional minutes.
These
Sir,
issues,
that's not the form.
these issues right here.
Sir, your time is up.
I'm gonna use my time for him. You haven't called my name yet. My
What?
name is still in that.
People
stack.
can
What is
defer
your
time.
Every page.
People can defer
This is
time in
just
public
rude
comments.
and embarrassing.
He was deferred 2 minutes by another person. We all heard it. Everybody heard it.
When someone defers time in a public meeting, they are allowed that time.
Yes,
Person they
that's the way the
defer
state legislature works.
Public forum.
And you know, I always,
Just keep going. Keep going.
Thank you.
I always tell my clients not to get emotionally involved because you lose the judge, you lose the jury. I mean, I know it's too late as far as that regard. And you all may be tuning me out, but I can tell you for a fact there are issues in here that have not been dealt with, and you're going to have to come back and deal with them, whether we do it now or whether we do it later. There's no way around it. I mean, the definitions for accessory are incorrect. They're defined 2 different ways. I mean, these are minute arguments and legalese if you want to determine that, but it affects these people behind us because you're making them define it themselves or giving them incoherent and an ability to understand what is going on. We all want protection. We want prohibited uses. I'm telling you, that's the vehicle where you get everyone on. The USGS report is due in February. There's no rush to this whatsoever. I mean, why are we hurrying something down the road and passing this hot potato when in fact there is no pressing reason for a vote to occur tonight? You all can defer it. It can be deferred. Even though you take a vote early, it can supersede by a secondary vote in a forum at any time, any place. I'm telling you that, don't you find it strange? The Pulaski County Owners Coalition, the Arkansas League of Women Voters, Farm Bureau, Sierra Club, and Citizens to Protect the Maumelle Watershed all oppose this? It reminds me when I was a kid. Y'all remember New Coke came out?
That's not correct.
When New Coca-Cola came out?
That is not correct. Sierra Club does not oppose this. Sierra Club asked that there be revisions made to it. They are not opposed to
They're asking them to be passed now, correct?
When Coca-Cola came out, Coke had marketing and said, you're going to love this, and we're not going to give you anything else but Coca-Cola. There's been marketing on this saying, you all are going to love this. No one bought new Coca-Cola, and they made them drop it. I'm asking you to consider this, dropping this. No one is buying into this. No one wants this, and you're forcing it down their throat. Let's not rush and do this wrong. Let's reflect and actually do what is right. Let's attain more buy-in. And the next time I come, maybe perhaps these cue cards that say, I oppose or I support, we can actually check support. But right now behind me, no one is checking I support. They are checking I oppose. And there's a reason behind that. Not one person spoke in favor of Central Arkansas Water last night. Not one person that I've heard has actually spoken in favor as is this evening. What does that tell us? That no one here in this forum tonight or yesterday wants this as is. Not one. I ask that you either table or you oppose it in its entirety. Let's come back and let's do it the right way. Because right now we have done nothing that is the right way at all. Thank you.